Welcome back to all our viewers. Paras, 1 out of 1. I mean, your prediction has been phenomenal throughout the last phase of IPL as well. So I don't need to tell you anything. You are our Paul the Octopus that we never had, the
Thank you,
Indians.
thank you.
So thank you, Paras, for a fantastic prediction once again. What did you make of this second innings if you had to just sum it up in real short for starters?
A very scratchy innings from Mumbai Indians. No one really got going. A blistering start. Looked very dangerous at the beginning, but then the fall of wickets in regular intervals was the key for Chennai.
Absolutely. And what do you have to say about Deepak Chahar? We were, speaking of him having to prove a point, he limped off in the end after bowling his
Yeah.
4 over quota, but he did what he had to do. He picked up two crucial wickets. Up front, he came and he got Quinton de Kock out, and then getting Anmolpreet Singh with that knuckle ball of his. What do you think of his approach towards power play bowling? He is someone who has got this knack of picking up wickets. I think he's the only Indian bowler, Paras, who has picked up as many wickets as he has in the power play. The rest all have picked up only during the death or in the middle overs. What's your take on that, Paras?
I would just want to start off with Dhoni here first because Dhoni's always every couple of seasons Dhoni's picked one man to get him
Yeah,
wickets, right from a Dougie Bollinger, Mackay Antony in the past, and now every season upon season he's backed Chahar. He swings the ball both ways. Everyone knows about that, but he bowls according to the field. And as you spoke about the variations, the knuckleball that he bowled was really good. And
yeah,
he clearly bamboozled the batsman. The batsman tried to hike the ball towards mid wicket. But by the time the bat swung,
yeah,
post that the ball arrived and hit timber. So
absolutely.
Chahar's in phenomenal form. Henceforth in the probables, the reserve squad for the World Cup. And as you rightly mentioned at the start of our presentation today, that he'll be gunning to come into the 15 somehow or the other.
Brilliant bowling by Chennai. What do you have to say about the start that Mumbai got to? Because Paras, looking at the start, they got off to a flyer.
Yeah,
Hazelwood taken to the cleaners in his 2 overs. He gave away around 24, 25 runs. And the way they went about it, especially Anmolpreet Singh playing, not very experienced
mm,
at IPL level for me, for myself, I look at it. But the way he was hoiking the ball, he was looking really positive. So do you think it was just lack of experience on his part, trying one shot too many? Because the total, as you said, is a tricky one. Someone has to stay till the end. And he
yeah.
was the man who had to take the onus upon himself that, yes, I will be there. So do you think experience matters at the highest level?
Experience is always a very good thing to have in the team. But when you
Absolutely.
talk about a newcomer coming into the picture, a blistering 30-40 is what a team expects off of him. A innings that you're talking about is a very mature innings where you're hand holding the team right up till the end, and
Right.
seeing that the team wins. The batsmen which have been a regular feature for Mumbai Indians should have done that. Just to name a few: Deacock, Pollard, Krunal, the way Krunal Pandya got out, there was never a single there.
Right.
As an outsider, that the partner that he had in Tiwari is very heavy footed nowadays. So those easy singles are not going to come by, and he just jab the ball towards mid wicket and start to run. And
Right. Right.
he basically had a very aggressive face towards Tiwari, onto which he just basically put his hands up. So the types of wickets that have fallen have also been different. But altogether, Chennai always had this game since the third over, and it was just about getting those overs through.
I personally think, Paras, that Chennai had the game the moment you predicted that Chennai are going to win this one. Because the way they played, after being 7 for 3 in the start,
Yeah,
2 for 2, 7 for 3, with Ambati Raidu out as well, a
yeah,
batsman
yeah.
shot and a batsman of his caliber, who is
Yes,
brilliant in white ball cricket. He going out and then they scoring 156,
yeah.
phenomenal. And then coming out and bowling this Mumbai Indians team out, it was really great. But Paras, do you think that Mumbai, now the absence of Rohit Sharma, we all know how important he is. Hardik Pandya as well, how important he is. Do you think
Yes.
someone like how Rohit Sharma plays in the IPL, he always carry forwards his innings till the 15th or the 16th over, and then he goes for the shots. Like that's how he has built his innings all these years. So do you think someone had to do it today? And there was just no one, like you mentioned a few names. Even Ishan Kishan was one of them who could have just played
Yeah.
through the innings and got the team home.
You rightly put it out there. The way there should have been one man who should have stood up, and there should have been a new strategy formed, but even in the strategic timeout that was taken, there wasn't a plan that could be seen. It's just that whoever's facing the ball tries to extract maximum runs.
Right.
And when we spoke about the wicket being two paced, it was always a very good a possibility that Chennai would pick early wickets, but the type of wickets which were picked were not because of the batsman's error or the pitch's error. It was to do with excellent bowling. So
Right.
sticking to the basics is also very important. And when a Rohit Sharma comes back, the team is really going to be very well balanced, and a Hardik Pandya as well. So then they are going to play to the fullest strength wise that they have,
The
and
Mumbai.
Mumbai Indians will look a totally different squad.
They're the Mumbai Indians that we know, the
Yeah.
five-time champion, the ones who always come to the playoffs, no matter how bad they start. Like you said in the pre-match, the first statement that you made was, because Mumbai are slow starters, I'm going to be picking Chennai. So that is something that really sums it up. But speaking once about the Chennai bowling, they've got a Dwayne Bravo who's picked up around 150 IPL wickets in him, and the way he bowls, he doesn't have any extraordinary kind of pace or a lot of skill as such that you might not be finding it difficult, easy to pick him. He's
Hmm.
very normally he comes and he jogs and he bowls at the right length. So do you
Yeah.
think that that is something that Dhoni has really kept him in this team, whereas he stopped playing international cricket for a long time? He's in the T20 side, but Dhoni backing him just for these reasons because of the knack that he has of picking the right players, like you said about Dhoni. So this is one more advantage that he has as a captain.
Yes, when we talk about a Bravo playing for Chennai, he's always been chosen as a death bowler. The
Yeah,
Yorkers that he bowls from round the wicket are very effective. And
yeah,
the slower one that he possesses is also very good because of the arm speed being the same. It's just
right,
that he cuts the ball at the end. And, the way he was bowling today, he was swinging the ball outwards. When he beat Pollard twice in 1 over, for some reason Dhoni wanted to come up to the stumps as Pollard was trying to negotiate with the swing bowling by stepping
right,
down. But
right.
then that altered Bravo's length, and then he bowled a half bowling or hit for a four.
Absolutely.
So the way it's been for a Bravo, he's always had a particular role, and he fits there very very perfectly.
So now Paras going ahead in the tournament. Chennai already on top now. I think they are number one on the table, and Mumbai were on fourth. Probably they will be waiting for the results of the fifth and the sixth game. The teams on the
Hmm.
fifth and sixth position. But do you think that it's a tough task here because you lose momentum on a tournament that is being played in the second phase of it? It's very
Correct.
difficult to gather back, the whole momentum that Mumbai had gained at the very end of the last phase. And you're
Yeah.
losing your first game out to probably one of the best sides IPL has ever produced, Chennai Super Kings. So it's going to be difficult for Mumbai to come back, or do you think that they have what it takes to really come back and finish in the top four and qualify for the playoffs like always?
Now, Mumbai in the top four is a must. It's purely for the spectators and the viewership, and the contest that they bring into the game is
Right.
is fantastic. So
Absolutely.
if at all we see a Mumbai getting excluded, and there's a new team that comes and Mumbai does not make up to the playoff, it's going to be very very new to us, given the Mumbai the history that Mumbai possesses, and
Right.
the rich heritage that they have. But whomsoever plays well should get a opportunity, and the points table will probably suggest as to what's going to happen in the future.
Absolutely. A couple of injury concerns, like we spoke about with Ambati Raidu and Deepak Chahar as well limping off. Do you think without these two, if you speak
Hmm.
of Chennai for a moment, do you think without these two, Chennai has what it takes to go, all the way through?
See, because both of them are Indian-based players, Chennai can anytime rotate
Right.
and get a new buy as well because they're Indian-based. So I'm sure the think tank has got all of this planned out, and given Dhoni likes to stick with the same team irrespective of what the outcome is. So Chahar limping off is just a niggle, as per what I understand. But
Hopefully,
the
hopefully.
ball that hit, yes, the ball that hit Raidu on the forearm was something very serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and watch as to what's the outcome.
Absolutely, Paras. And if you just have to say something about today's game in a brief period, what would you say at how the game went according to you, and what's your last take on this before we move ahead?
I would actually expect a better pitch, a more flatter track, which gets the ball to skid on and spin evenly to see a very good bat and ball competition. The pitch that we had today was not a T20 pitch. It was two paced, and frankly speaking, both innings never had any momentum to the batting. It's just bursts of excellency in a span of 3 overs, 4 overs is where both
Right.
teams have won and lost. But we need more runs to see. We need more sixes in the tournament, and we do not want to see any 5 wicket hauls. That's what spectators ask us.
That is from the spectator's point of view. But to be very honest, if there is a flat wicket out there, Paras, there'll be a lot of runs scored, and then there's no point being a fast bowler or even a spinner when there is no spin and no swing for you. But I hope that the people out there listen to you and they give us a flat wicket for the next game so that we
Yeah.
have a lot to talk about and hopefully lot of runs to be scored. But
Yes.
Paras, moving on to tomorrow's game, it's a
Yeah.
big game tomorrow. It's KKR versus the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and
Yes.
Bangalore will be playing in their blue kit.
Yes.
That's what they've been. That's what I've been informed, and that's something. And the most important news before I move on ahead is that Virat Kohli is going to be stepping down as RCB captain after this season. So that's a big statement. So he probably would want to end on a high and get a trophy for himself. Do you think that tomorrow's game is going to be a cracker of a game?
See, whenever Virat Kohli plays and there's Owen Morgan's team at the other end, it's always a very good competition.
Yep, it
Given
is.
KKR's always had an upper hand on RCB,
Yeah,
but as of now, what the points table suggests is there are some teams that you can term as giant killers,
right.
which disrupt the other individual's party. And RCB right now are having by far the best season that they have since the last 5 editions of IPL. So
Absolutely.
for them going in at a great speed, and it's always what you've just spoken about as Virat Kohli wanting to step down post this tournament. I'm sure that's not going to ring too much of a buzz because anyone who takes over captaincy in RCB and there's Kohli around in the team, if he still stays for
Yes,
Bangalore, will always have a bit of input. Or as a senior man, Kohli will always be passing on as to what can be done. So it's going to be a well-gelled unit,
definitely.
RCB, and Kohli
Definitely.
being a senior man, it's fine if he's stepping down or as a captain, it's fine. But as you suggested that he should at least win one trophy as captain, uh,
Yeah.
the heart says yes, but I really want Chennai to win because Kohli will get another chance next year. As not as captain but as player, but Dhoni won't. So yeah,
Absolutely. Very well said, Paras. I'm sure most of the people watching our show would agree with you. And looking at the current form as well, Chennai starting off as always on a very great note, beating Mumbai Indians. Tell me something I don't know. This is that something because Chennai always beat Mumbai in the first games. So live action tomorrow as well. In the
yes.
evening, we'll speak more about the game, KKR versus RCB. Big game on our hands. Thank you, Paras, once again for joining with me. Thank you to all our viewers for joining with us. And it was great to have you all. And this was Sports Adda Live. Thank you.